In addition to Nostradamus, Baba Vanga's prophecies are the source of human dread. The enigmatic prognostications, which encompass a vast array of worldwide phenomena and events, continue to intrigue and perplex individuals alike. Despite dying in 1996, the blind clairvoyant bequeathed a number of accurate prognostications that have materialized in the years that have ensued. Baba Vanga has some dire predictions for the year 2024, some of which are equally horrifying as those of previous years. Together, we shall peruse the pages of prophecies that are ripe for fulfillment in 2024 and have the potential to tremble the globe. Baba Vanga, whose actual name was Vangelia Pandeva Gushtarova, descended into the realm of nightmares in 1996 at the youthful age of 84. She allegedly predicted catastrophic events that engulfed the entire globe and even her own demise. The clairvoyant, who was born in Bulgaria, claimed to have acquired her abilities during a catastrophic tempest that resulted in her vision loss at the age of 12. Subsequent to that time, Baba has issued prognostications concerning an assortment of historical occurrences. The psychic, who was also referred to as the Nostradamus of the Balkans, is reputed to have possessed vivid visions, as 85% of his predictions came true. Subsequent to her demise, certain prognostications have materialized, thereby engendering an unsettling future. Which of her predictions were accurate then? It will be revealed in subsequent sections. Now let us examine the prognostications of this clairvoyant for the year 2024. Assassination of the Russian president. In 2024, Baba Vanga foretold that a compatriot would assassinate Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia. The global community is purportedly more uncertain as the Russian leader passes away, despite the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. She also forewarned of terror attacks throughout Europe and biological weapons assaults by an unidentified major nation in 2024. Vanga predicted, according to some interpretations of her prophecies, that Europe would be ruled by Islam by 2043, communism would return by 2076, and the global hunger crisis would be resolved between 2025 and 2028, all prior to her demise. Humans purportedly accomplished time travel in 2304, which is succeeded by anthropogenic natural catastrophes that render Earth uninhabitable in 2341. Vanga guarantees universal human immortality, alien assimilation, and divine communication by the year 4302. She claims that the universe will not come to an end until 5079. However, it is important to note that while numerous prophets prophesy about the end of the world, God himself has stated that only the Father knows the exact time and date of his return. It is uncertain when that moment will arrive. Therefore, maintain vigilance and caution. The Lord's statement that the hour and the day are unknown pertains to the veracity that the precise moment of his second advent is unknown to all. Numerous individuals have attempted to forecast the second coming of Christ throughout history, but it is impossible to foresee the second coming of the Lord. The second advent of Christ and the rapture of the church are frequently confused. Many eschatological scholars consider these two events to be the same. The second coming of Christ, on the other hand, is not synonymous with the rapture. Due to the fact that the second advent of Christ will not transpire until the conclusion of the 7-year tribulation, the rapture will transpire prior to that time. The timing of each of these forthcoming events is beyond our ability to forecast. The subsequent eschatological events are triggered by the rapture, which signifies that Christians will ascend to be with the Lord before the 7-year tribulation. Following the 7-year tribulation, Christ will return for a second time. Christ will reappear during this period to participate in the Armageddon conflict. Revelation 19 verse 11 to 6 contains additional information regarding the Battle of Armageddon. Antichrist and the false prophet will be vanquished by the Lord, while Jesus will triumph over evil and annihilate all those who opposed him. His second advent will be incomparably dissimilar to his initial arrival. The Lord has already afforded us the chance to put our faith in him by means of the gospel. However, he will fully fulfill the assurances of our deliverance at his second coming. Jesus will ascend to the throne for a millennium following the conclusion of the 7-year tribulation. Subsequently, he will designate a fresh heaven and earth. Upon the establishment of the new heaven and earth by God, the world will function precisely as he initially envisioned it in the Garden of Eden. There will be happiness, joy, and life, and no more mortality, suffering, or sorrow. We should all eagerly anticipate the second advent of Christ, as it will be a pivotal moment in eschatology. You can have confidence in the fact that should you already be a Christian at this time, you will accompany Christ on his second advent and contribute to the conflict at Armageddon. Prior to the 7-year tribulation, all believers who have perished or been captured in the rapture will be restored to Christ in preparation for the battle of Armageddon. Despite the fact that this may be terrifying, we have faith in the Lord and his future intentions. Seismic activity. The prognostic also foretold a catastrophic seismic event of immense magnitude occurring within the United States, characterized by alterations to the course of the Mississippi River's waters, substantial loss of life, and extensive material destruction. This year has already witnessed an unanticipated earthquake in the United States. On Friday, April 5th, a tremor of magnitude 4.7 struck New York City. Nevertheless, fortunately, the course of the Mississippi has not been significantly altered, and the city has not been severely damaged either. Lebanon, New Jersey, approximately 45 miles from New York City, was the epicenter. However, the year 2024 has only passed 1/3. There is still much progress to be made, and the precise timing remains uncertain. Vanga predicted that a catastrophic earthquake would occur, which would tremble the United States and the world at large. Will this occur? In addition to the earthquake, Vanga predicted that a tremendous destructive inundation would strike the globe. Baba Vanga, who allegedly foretold the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, predicts that another tsunami of even greater intensity will strike the Asian continent 20 years later. Japan is in fact experiencing an earthquake of magnitude 7.6, which is expected to generate a tsunami. New cancer cures. According to the mystic's prediction, novel cancer and Alzheimer's treatments will be developed this year. It may seem implausible, but anything is currently possible due to the exponential advancements in global medicine. Recently, President Vladimir Putin stated that Russian scientists are nearing completion of a cancer vaccine that may be made available to patients in the near future. Speaking at a Moscow forum on future technologies, he added, "We have reached a significant milestone in the development of cancer vaccines and next-generation immunomodulatory drugs. I am optimistic that they will soon be utilized effectively as methods of individual therapy." He did not, nevertheless, specify which forms of cancer would be targeted by the proposed vaccines. Moreover, recent developments have substantiated advancements in the formulation of a vaccine targeting lung cancer. According to a press release from the University of Oxford in Oxford, England, the funding for 2 years of laboratory research and initial production of 3,000 doses of a DNA-based lung cancer vaccine has been allocated by the United Kingdom. However, it is indisputable that the global context for cancer patients will improve in 2024, and miraculous occurrences are entirely foreseeable. In addition, Baba Vanga allegedly predicted that the year 2024 would witness a catastrophic economic crisis that would have repercussions on the entire world. This is anticipated to occur due to escalating geopolitical tensions and rising debt levels. A recent Allen's Life study reveals that millions of Americans are already contending with persistent inflation this year, which hinders their ability to secure their financial future. Due to high inflation and a cost of living crisis, the United Kingdom entered a recession at the end of last year, dealing with Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, a setback prior to this year's election. The AFP reported that the gross domestic product experienced a 0.3% decline in the fourth quarter of 2023, following a 0.1% decline in the preceding 3 months. This results in the economy entering a recession, which is characterized by 2 consecutive quarters of declining GDP. The final quarter of 2023 in Japan was marked by an economic contraction attributed to a decline in domestic consumption. Additionally, Japan's economy contracted for 2 consecutive quarters. The nation's gross domestic product, GDP, decreased by 0.4% in the final 3 months of 2023 relative to the same period the previous year. Additionally, it fell to 4th place on the list of the world's largest economies, falling behind Germany as of last year. According to government data, Japan's nominal gross domestic product in dollars for 2023 amounted to $4.2 trillion, whereas Germany recorded a figure of $4.5 trillion, despite a 1.9% increase. The largest economy in the globe, the United States, expanded by 2.5% in 2023, up from 1.9% in 2022. The current January-March quarter is anticipated to witness a respectable, albeit decelerated annual growth rate of 2.1% for the economy. China is confronted with economic challenges as well. Considering that the internet was in its infancy at the time of her death in 1996, cyber assaults may rank among the most astounding prognostications made by Baba Vanga. The prognostic mystic foresaw an escalation in cyber activities, particularly targeting critical infrastructure, which could potentially give rise to global security risks. Vanga made a comparable assertion that cybercriminals would escalate risks to the security of the nation by specifically targeting critical infrastructures such as water treatment facilities and power grids. AT&T recently disclosed that a dataset discovered on the dark web contains the personal information of approximately 7.6 million current and 65.4 million former account holders, including social security numbers and passcodes. Unknown at this time is whether the data originated from AT&T or one of its vendors, the Dallas-based company said, adding that an investigation into the incident had been initiated. Additionally, consumers whose personal information was compromised have been notified by AT&T. In recent years, Apple, Meta, and X have all disclosed cybersecurity breaches. Nuclear catastrophe. In reference to the prognosis that an imminent nuclear catastrophe is imminent, she asserted that its ramifications are profoundly extensive, encompassing worldwide affairs, ecological systems, and the fabric of humankind. The occurrence possesses the capacity to disrupt international relations, incite discord, and induce alterations in the worldwide distribution of power. Critics contend that despite the gravity of this prognostication, suppositions remain susceptible to the impact of social and cultural milieus, and that as a result, the understanding and application of prophecies can diverge considerably. An aspect that warrants consideration is the potential symbolic or metaphorical significance of Baba Vanga's prediction. Oftentimes, miscommunication can result from interpreting prophecies literally due to their symbolic nature. In order to completely comprehend the prediction's message, it is necessary to exercise critical thinking and contemplate alternative interpretations while interpreting them. An increase in biological weapons testing and terrorism. Baba Vanga forewarned of a rise in terrorist activities in Europe and alluded to the likelihood that a significant nation would conduct biological weapons testing or launch attacks. At this time, the Israel-Hamas conflict and the incursion of Russia into Ukraine continue to be significant concerns. Indeed, in light of the shifting balance of international power, is China ascending as widely believed, or is Russia experiencing a precipitous decline? Russia's decline cannot be compensated for by China's development, so the country's ability to counterbalance the West is progressively waning. There are an increasing number of democratic nations, such as India and Eastern Europe, and their influence is growing. NATO is progressively extending its eastern presence, concurrently developing a strategy to encircle China. An increasing number of historical territorial disputes between Russia and China are coming to light. The international community is losing recognition of China's control over East Turkestan, Tibet, Southern Mongolia, and Hong Kong, as well as Russia's rule over Tatars, Chechnya, and numerous other ethnic states in the southwest. Once upon a time, individuals were content with reaching adulthood, securing employment, starting a family, devoting time to them, nurturing offspring, attending annual fairs and festivals, and patiently awaiting their demise. Beyond that, they were obligated to provide for themselves shelter, food, and a modicum of dignity and honor within society. Such is it. I am not suggesting that life was effortless during that time, but it was considerably more straightforward. In contrast, the current state of affairs, wherein complete knowledge of everything is possible, renders the pursuit of tranquility unattainable. A propensity develops to acquire them, be they wealth, notoriety, abilities, or any other. We are being inundated with information due to the proliferation of entertainment media and the internet. Everything about life is evolving. We desire, among other things, to be wealthy, to be successful entrepreneurs, to have relationships, to acquire music, and to travel the globe. As we learn about the accomplishments of others, we begin to engage in self-comparisons. That is the greatest foe of tranquility. The wrath of nature. In 2024, severe meteorological phenomena and natural catastrophes were predicted by Baba Vanga. Global heat surges are occurring 67% more frequently, according to a study. The research findings indicate that the maximum temperatures observed during these heat waves have surpassed those documented 4 decades ago, and that the region impacted by a heat dome has grown. Additionally, the research highlights that worldwide heat waves had an average duration of 8 days from 1979 to 1983, but this trend changed from 2016 to 2020, when the duration increased to 12 days. Furthermore, according to the World Meteorological Organization, it is highly likely that 2024 will be another year in which temperatures set a new record high. Furthermore, Baba Vanga made a prognostication regarding an orbital change that has the potential to induce catastrophic natural catastrophes on a global scale. Additional predictions. The following are some additional prognostications made by Vanga that may intrigue you. Space-based communications rank first. She predicts that initial contact with extraterrestrial beings will occur in 2024. Despite appearing to be the stuff of science fiction, a potential intergalactic conversation is eagerly anticipated by many. The dragon that will ascend to power, which is number 2, is an additional enigmatic prognostication. Is it the emergence of artificial intelligence, a new world force, or an unusual natural phenomenon that will surpass all that we currently understand? The third item is Donald Trump and the enigmatic ailment. Although political forecasts are not novel, this particular one introduces a thought-provoking element to the possible resurgence of the contentious politician. The fourth is the demise of a youthful leader. One of the prophecies pertains to the demise of a youthful leader who instigated the decline of the former empire. This could potentially portend Alexei Navalny's assassination. Putin in peril and European proceedings rank 5th. Vanga's prognostications of political turmoil and perils transcend geographical boundaries, thereby exemplifying his vision of worldwide instability. She proclaims the assassination of Putin in a direct manner. Climate change, which is anticipated to have calamitous effects, a cancer cure that offers hope to a great number of people, and quantum computing, which holds the potential to revolutionize technology, must also not be overlooked. For 2024, Nostradamus also has comparable prophecies. In addition, he possesses a multitude of prognostications regarding the year 2024. You may view our previous videos for a closer look. In this video, I will analyze several of this Frenchman's 2024 prophecies. Putin's leadership will, as he foretold in Nostradamus 2024, dance with its fate during the year of the dragon while confronted with obstacles and opportunities. It is anticipated that China's global expansion will propel it to an unprecedented level of prominence, potentially surpassing that of other superpowers. Artificial organs will be the subject of numerous revolutionary developments in the medical field, potentially bringing about a complete transformation of transplant procedures. Simultaneously, there will be a tremendous explosion in artificial intelligence, which will potentially usher in a new era of technological marvels and transform numerous industries. At last, Western Europe will behold the ascent of a youthful leader endowed with charisma and influence. Putin engaging in a tango with the dragon in 2024 is the initial forecast. Dragons will appear not only in fantastical novels, but also in astrological forecasts that impact world leaders in 2024. Putin is prepared to embrace his fate as it unfolds during the year of the dragon. Will he overcome the obstacles with grace, or will the dragon's searing breath prove to be too intense? As the cosmic dance program is established, anticipation spreads around the globe. The second prognosis pertained to a globally influential nation presently positioned in opposition to the United States, China. As per his prognostication, China will transition from the Great Wall to the global arena in his year. China has generated considerable attention, and not solely due to its delectable dim sum. Their rate of expansion on a global scale is as rapid as the spillage of a cup of green tea. They could, according to Nostradamus, emerge as the next global leaders. Will they achieve global prominence, or will they feature an expanded array of collaborative efforts with other nations? The forthcoming fortune cookie's identity is currently unknown. Third among the predictions is organ-by-organ printing of the future. Imagine a world in which the morning newspaper is used to create an entirely new liver using a 3D printer. We might be on the precipice of such biomedical triumphs by 2024. The future of organ transplantation may be as straightforward as selecting a template, tapping the print button, and voila, courtesy of Nostradamus, a heart that has just been printed. AI's ascent is a subject that has been foretold by virtually every prophet, including Nostradamus in his fourth seer. Artificial intelligence, from smart assistants to overlords, transcends kites and dances in 2024. It marks the beginning of a new technological age in which the capabilities of artificial intelligence extend beyond simple weather inquiries on Siri. Nostradamus foresaw a future in which innovations fueled by AI are not merely astute, but revolutionary. Robots potentially preparing the ideal cup of coffee and physicians diagnosing diseases with artificial intelligence are examples of how the future will be automated and, presumably, exciting. While Vanga foretold the Islamic takeover of Europe, Nostradamus also made a more ambiguous prognosis regarding the continent. It would become a rising star in Europe. The charismatic dilemma refers to the ambiguity surrounding the caliber of the forthcoming European leader, denoting whether they will be good or evil. A youthful figure will emerge amid the picturesque thoroughfares of Western Europe, possessing the persuasive prowess of Shakespeare and the allure of a contemporary influencer. It is anticipated that this person will influence the populace and alter geopolitics. Do circumstances deem him a catalyst for unanticipated change or a beacon of optimism amidst periods of turmoil? The hourglass of time alone will reveal. Illusions have become a reality. While we eagerly anticipate the realization of these prophecies and the manner in which they materialize in 2024, let us reflect on the harrowing events that captivated the entire world as they transpired. What was Vanga's forecast? America's Scream is likely the most frequently cited prophecy attributed to Vanga. Baba made an additional ominous proclamation in 1989, stating, "Horror, horror. The American brethren shall perish subsequent to an assault by the steel birds. The wolves shall howl in a bush, and pure blood shall flow." True believers ascribe the phrase, "steel birds," to the hijacked aircraft. Furthermore, her use of the term bush is noteworthy. This could be construed as an allusion to former President George W. Bush, who would command the retaliatory army of American military might in the War on Terror. Upon hearing this, one can deduce the nature of the event in question. The entire United States was immediately enveloped in a darkness of agony and helplessness at that moment. While the behemoth has indeed declined, it has also emerged. It appears that she was accurate in predicting her own demise. As reported in a 1990 interview, she specified August 11, 1996 as the date on which she would descend from this mortal coil. Undoubtedly, this was the situation. However, similar to other facets of Baba Vanga legend, the exact details regarding the actions or inactions of this enigmatic and captivating individual are destined to be lost in the midst of time-honored tradition. Donald Trump and Barack Obama. Baba predicted that the 44th President of the United States would be African American. This objective was accomplished when Barack Obama was elected. Baba did, however, predict that the 44th President would be the last. There are claims in another presidential prognostication that Baba foresaw the future of Donald Trump. She stated, "Everyone will expect him to put an end to it, but he will bring the nation to its knees and escalate tensions between the North and South states." Additionally, The Simpsons prophecies featured Donald Trump the most frequently. Assassination of former Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. In 1984, Indira Gandhi was assassinated. In 1984, while she was the leader of the nation in the early 1980s, she issued an order for a military assault on the Golden Temple, the most sacred location in Sikhism. Gandhi was fatally shot by two of her Sikh bodyguards in October of that year, ostensibly in retaliation. Baba Vanga asserts that she predicted a catastrophic incident that transpired in the Russian city of Kursk. In 1980, the clairvoyant issued the prognostication that the city would be submerged in water, eliciting global lamentation. In August 2000, 188 crew members perished in the vicinity of the city when a nuclear submarine capsized. Floods. A considerable number of Baba's prognostications have pertained to meteorological phenomena. It is said that the psychic foretold the extreme weather events of 2022 by predicting that a number of major cities would experience widespread water shortages and droughts. The United Kingdom experienced its poorest July since 1935 in 2022. An official drought alert was issued on August 12th. Portugal, France, and a number of other European nations encountered the identical predicament. Additionally, Baba predicted that Asia and Australia would be flooded, both of which transpired. Even though the future is shrouded in mystery, we continue to rely on narratives such as those of the prophetess Baba Vanga and Nostradamus. Their forecasts for 2024 include both scientific advancements and global upheaval, including the possibility of extraterrestrial contact and a miraculous cure for cancer. Permit yourself to be guided through the most enthralling and at times truly astounding prophecies attributed to the great seer Nostradamus and Nostradamus of the Balkans. Some individuals find Vanga's prognostications intriguing and hopeful, while others are reminded that the future is capricious in a world beset by unpredictability. Whether or not we subscribe to her utopian ideology, her rhetoric serves as a constant reminder that the course of events shapes the future. This may explain the enduring impact of her ideas. Baba Vanga depicted an enlightening and dismal picture of the future through her prophecies. Regardless of the veracity of her forecasts for 2024, they serve as a poignant reminder of the mystique and potency of human inquisitiveness and the yearning to comprehend the future. Possibly, in a world where change is perpetual, this ambition is what propels us forward.